because you sometimes make matches where there's a different thing. It's not a big deal.
Hold on, Al, write that down in your booking. Al, hold on, write that down in your booking book.
Yeah,
you sometimes make matches where there's a different thing. Write that down, Al, please.
It's just a different thing. That's all you do. It's just a different thing. I will point out, even though this guy is a complete, absolute, excuse my language, f***ing idiot. Okay? Thank you for playing this, because I think more of the wrestling business needs to see him, and how badly this exposes just how ignorant he really is to the wrestling world.
Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros. I'm seeing Dave Meltzer down there, and I can't wait to get to it.
So. Yeah, well, let's do that first. Let's do that.
Now, is this what I asked you to put up? Oh my God,
yeah,
Al,
that's how I want to do it first.
Is there a seatbelt on that seat, Al? Strap it.
Oh, I'm strapping in.
This whole show may be an Al Snow diatribe after you listen to this. All right, you ready, Jeff?
Yeah.
It's like Toni Storm is the champion against Harley Cameron, and my God, it felt like they went forever. It's just like, beat her already.
It wasn't that long at all.
How long was it?
Let me see. Let me get my...
If it's more than 2 minutes, it was too long.
What? They're trying to push Harley Cameron. They gave...
She's had one match prior to this. Tony's the champion. They're trying to build Toni to a match on the pay-per-view in a week with somebody else. Have Harley beat somebody else.
Let's see, Toni Storm, they went 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
I mean, that's a short match for AEW television.
Can I stop for a second?
Yeah, you can stop at any time you want, Al. Go ahead.
Who's this dude that's talking?
This is Bryan Alvarez.
I hate to do it, but he's absolutely right. If you're building Toni Storm for a match against Serena Deeb at the pay-per-view, and why are you having her go 7 minutes with this other girl?
Al, we're just getting started.
Oh,
we're just getting started, Al, please. But Al, feel free.
I love how even with his own people,
yes,
Dave Meltzer is defending the decisions of AEW.
Al,
it was 7 minutes. That's short for AEW. I can't wait to take all of this in from two people who have never once done anything remotely in the wrestling business in their lives.
If they had the only women's match on the show and they went 2 minutes, I promise you, there's going to be so much criticism online the next day.
Well, you know what I have to say about online criticism? I would rather book for success than worry about online criticism.
So now, again, Dave is defending clearly something that's not defensible.
Right.
And, an only girls match on the show only went 2 minutes. It doesn't have to go 2 minutes, but it definitely only should have to go around 4 or 5. And it really should be the thing that sells Toni Storm, not both girls. When you try to protect one, you don't get any business done. But what I find funny is this guy is now complaining. What's his name again?
Bryan Alvarez
is complaining about the very thing he's doing. And is going, I would rather book for success than for online criticism.
Yes.
What do you make a living doing?
Yeah.
You do it online criticism. This is absurd.
Al, we're just getting started, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Go, Jeff. Go.
I don't care if people are angry that it was only 2 minutes. I would not have Toni Storm a week before a title defense on pay-per-view going 7 minutes back and forth with Harley Cameron, who's had one match.
Irony.
Who looked good in the one match, and this was a good match. I mean, Harley Cameron, for the number of matches she's had, is really good. They had a very good match. Toni Storm, instead of doing the gimmick, is showing that, in fact, she is wrestling seriously, which she did in this match.
Yeah, that's what you are now. You want a character who's not doing the gimmick, right?
So let me get this right. Let's establish over months a gimmick.
Yes.
And then let's not do it.
Yeah.
When we need to do it right before a pay-per-view.
You got to tell Haley J, stop doing it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. Go out there and wrestle seriously. Yes. Yeah.
Because all that's important is that it was a good match, not a match that did good business.
Yeah. The last time
who's the heel?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Dave, I have seen so many segments with Toni Storm where there is no heat for the interview because nobody cares about the babyface. Because the babyface Did you watch the segment they did last week?
Did you? Wait. Were you in the building when Toni Storm came out and she got cheered like crazy? This match did not have no heat. This match had plenty of heat.
Yeah.
Harley Cameron was the heel. Toni Storm was a big-time babyface.
Yes, Dave.
There was nothing wrong with that.
Last week, she was a heel. Toni was a heel last week.
So whoever
and
they
Serena
cheered-
was out there doing a sad story about how she almost died.
And guess what?
Nobody cared. They booed her.
So they switched the thing around to follow the crowd.
Hold on, Al. Do you switch baby faces and heels around every week depending on the crowd reaction? Is that a common practice in booking, Al?
No. Now hold on. The irony of all of this is in the absolute hypocrisy by Dave Meltzer and this guy.
Bryan Alvarez
is absurd. Alvarez sounds like me, and Dave Meltzer sounds like Dave Meltzer doing what Dave Meltzer does, which is no matter what happens, let's justify and excuse, Saint Tony and his booking. And whoever agented the match did not give enough proper direction and literally brought back Toni Storm and this whatever her name was and go, hey, we're building Toni to work with Serena for the title here in a week on pay-per-view. This match is going to be about her. Can you help get her over? Once you do, it ain't going to hurt you because you're going to be basically beaten by the champion and we'll pick back up with you next week. We needed her to beat a significant opponent. We put you over really strong last week. It means more if she beats you than she does some random girl. Do you understand? We're going to pick right back up next with and then explain that and go, okay, Toni, you got 7 minutes. That means get your gimmick over and then take 5 minutes to beat her and then get your gimmick over again on the end because we're going to send Serena out to watch and you two are going to interact throughout the match.
Al, we're just getting started.
Oh,
so they switched the thing around to follow the crowd. What's wrong with that?
Because they didn't switch it. And she
Yes,
will be
they
a
did.
heel. She will be a heel the next time you see her.
It doesn't matter as long as the crowd reacted like crazy. This is on WWE does this constantly.
No, they don't. They have baby
Yes,
faces.
Stop. So Dave is now preaching that we should book for the night.
Book for the crowd. Well, book for the people in the building. Book for the people in the building.
Only be concerned that it's a good match.
Yes.
Not a match that does good business.
No.
Not a match that sells a particular personality or character or gimmick or that helps to drive a story that you're going to utilize between Toni Storm and Serena Deeb on the pay-per-view. No. You're going to just do it to appeal to that instantaneous. That's that independent mindset I talked about. Right. Dave Meltzer breeds that independent mindset because Dave Meltzer doesn't have a clue. If anyone wants to debate this with me, listen to this man's conversation as he perpetually throughout this entire conversation exposes how little he understands or knows about the genuine, actual, real wrestling business.
All right, go ahead, Jeff.
That is what this this
Bryan
Alvarez guy.
Jeff, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
They have baby faces and heels. And so does AEW, except with Toni.
And it's situational. It depends on who's wrestling who on what show. That's not.
Can you imagine that, Al? You're writing a show for the crowd situationally, depending on who's. I've never heard that in my life.
That's like I'm going to write a book, or I'm going to write a movie, or I'm going to write a screenplay, or I'm going to write a play, and I'm going to have my antagonist just based on. I'm going to do a play. I'm going to do a stage production. And my antagonist that I've written in the play to be the antagonist based on the audience's flavor and their decision that night. Right. I'm going to make them the protagonist and change everything I've written.
Yeah. Hey, Al, what's this guy's name?
To tell a completely different story.
What's this guy's name right here on the screen?
This Alvarez.
Okay, you got it. All right. Al, we're just getting started. We didn't even get. We
What's
didn't
the
even
last
get to
show
the.
where-
We didn't even get to the part I want Al to hear. We haven't even gotten there yet.
Technically,
What's the
babyface.
last show where Drew is a babyface?
Drew
He's a
McIntyre's
heel.
not. That's Drew McIntyre. Okay. What about Bronson Reed and Chad Gable when they wrestled each other? Who was the babyface and who was the heel?
Bronson Reed and Chad Gable.
Yeah.
What match?
They should have matched last week.
Chad was the heel.
Wait, we got to go back. Al, I'm sorry. I love when Meltzer goes into high pitch modes. I just want to go back a little bit so we can hear that again. That's just for my shits and giggles, bro.
What match?
They should have matched last week.
Chad was the heel.
Wait,
And he is a heel.
did somebody just kick him in the nuts?
Yeah, when he gets overly excited, Al, it's the squeaky voice when he gets overly excited. Go ahead, Jeff. Go
And
ahead.
then Al, he got so squeaky he knocked his audio out.
Yeah, he knocks his audio out. Watch out. Watch.
What match?
They should have matched last week.
Chad was the heel. And he is a heel. Dave,
So Bronson Reed's the babyface. Is Bronson Reed the babyface next? Will he be the babyface next week? Is he usually the babyface? No. That's what happens. You have situational things, and that's what you do. Everyone has it because you sometimes make matches where there's a different thing. It's not a big deal. And
Hold on, Al. Write that down in your booking. Al, hold on. Write that down in your booking. Book.
Yeah,
You sometimes make matches where there's a different thing. Write that down, Al, please.
It's just a different thing. That's all you do. It's just a different thing. I will point out,
Go
even
ahead.
though this guy is a complete, absolute, excuse my language, fucking idiot. Okay? And this is, thank you for playing this because I think more of the wrestling business needs to see him and this, how badly this exposes just how ignorant he really is to the wrestling world. I mean, he is. This is the independent world of wrestling's Lord and Savior. This is every wrestler's, oh my God, he's the lost Messiah. He's leading us out of the desert of iniquity and stupidity and
But Al, what
Carney
about the fact that sometimes there's a different thing?
you can there being heel or babyface is he is right. It depends on the circumstances and the situation. But that doesn't intrinsically change the fact that your wrestlers are, if they were a heel last week, they're still a heel this week, regardless of whether the circumstances change. A good example of that, and because I tell guys all the time, if you are a heel, okay, and you become a babyface, you don't change who you were. You still are the same guy. You cut your promos the same way.
Yeah.
You just, now the circumstances change. Good example of that is Roddy Piper was the best example. Roddy Piper was was the hottest heel there in the 80s. When Roddy turned babyface, he delivered his promos exactly the same way. He still did the same things. He cheated. But instead of doing it to gain an advantage, he did it as a receipt for whatever the heel did to him.
Al, can I give you a
You know what I
perfect
mean?
example because I just watched it? This is the perfect example. Rock was starting to rise as a heel.
Yes.
Taker and Kane were running ramshot over everybody in the WWE, right? Rock was
Ramshot. What's that?
ram
Is that like a drum
shot.
solo?
Rock was
It's like a rim shot.
Bro, Rock
Or a
was
rim
the
drop.
only one. Rock was the only one who stood up to them. The next week they freaking cheer, and he changed nothing. He was the only guy that said, "If you want me, here I am." He changed nothing.
Meltzer is making the point that, even though it's situational, that then the person changes the character to fit the situation.
Well, it's a different thing.
And you don't do that.
All right, can we Can we hear more?
The match was good. And again, Toni Storm, who has done a lot of the gimmick so heavy for so long that has not shown off her wrestling skill. And she's going to do a match with Serena Deeb where whatever it is.
Stop.
Hey, Al, can you imagine? Can you imagine Taker? I'm not going to do the gimmick this week because
don't do the thing that's drawing you millions of dollars.
Not this week.
You need to show your wrestling skill. Hey, Hulk Hogan, don't go out there and give them what they paid to see. Show them your wrestling skill. Hey, Steve Austin, don't go out there and wrestle like a beer drinking, ass kicking redneck would wrestle. You go out there and you have a good match. You show them you have technical wrestling skills. What a absolute moron! Seriously, I want to pay to see Undertaker be Undertaker. I want to pay to see Steve Austin be Steve Austin. I want to pay to see Hulk Hogan be Hulk Hogan. No. You go out and you show them your technical skills. We've spent how many weeks with Toni Storm being Toni Storm?
Right.
And how much money have we spent producing those vignettes and her interviews, convincing the audience she's Toni Storm? Hey. I want you to go out there and forget all about that and show your technical skills, Tony. Are you stupid?
There's more. Hold on. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead. I hope you liked the last video, and remember, man, you can go right now if you've never been a Patreon subscriber. Go right now to patreon.com/Russo TWC and get a free week of Russo's brand on me.
What's up, Bryan? This is Jeff Lane inviting you to come hang out with me over on Twitch. I'm live several nights a week playing games, classic and new, currently going through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the new Contra game, and more. So check me out, Jeff Lane 22 on Twitch.
Pick up Mike Durbin's Conan action figure, bro. Look how beautiful this thing is. I freaking love the packaging, man. Look at this. MikeDurbin.com, guys. Help Mike out, man. This is a beautiful action figure, bro. Beautiful. MikeDurbin.com.